Okay. Use the rules of exponents to simplify the expression. We want to write the answer with the positive exponents, and we're assuming that all the variables represent positive real numbers. Let's kind of review our rules for exponents. If I have a to the power of n times a to the power of m, can somebody who's here today tell me how would you multiply this? That would be a to the power of what? Okay, somebody says nm, someone says n plus m. So make sure you remember this is simply adding the exponents, right? N plus m. If you have x squared times x cubed would be x to the power of 5. You add the exponents. So in this case, as you see here, you have x to the power of 1/2, x to the power of 3/10, x to the power of 2/5. So I can combine these three using the same rule, right? The only differences are m and n are not whole numbers anymore. They are, looks like they're fractions. But we know how to add fractions, so let's go ahead and see if we can use this property to combine what we have at the top of the fraction. So if I have x to the power of 1/2 times x to the power of 3/10 times x to the power of 2/5. So according to this property here, this whole thing would be x to the power of what? What are you going to do with these fractions? You add them up. 1/2 plus 3/10 plus 2/5. How do you add fractions? You find what? LCD. What's the LCD? 10. So I need to multiply the first fraction with what? 5/5, not 10, 5/5. Second one is already 10. I don't have to worry about the second one. The third one, I have to multiply the third fraction by 2/2. So now I can combine these. Then I would have x to the power of, so it would be 5 plus 3 plus 4/10. Does that make sense? So this whole thing would be x to the power of what? What over 10? 12/10? Can I reduce that?
Yes.
What do we get? Half of 12 is 6. Half of 10 is equal to 5. So the top of the fraction would give me x to the power of 6/5. But just simply adding those fractions. Does that make sense? Now, the bottom fraction here, we're going to use the other property. A to the power of n to the power of m. Anybody remember how do you simplify that? That would be a to the power of what? What do you do with the exponents? Well, now you multiply them, yes. So over here, the example would be x to the power of 2 to the power of minus 1/2. That would be the same as x to the power of, anyone? -1, not -1. Okay, so x to the power of -1. Everybody with me so far? Question on that? Okay, the last property, if I had a to the power of n over a to the power of m, what do we do with these exponents? That would be a to the power of what? Subtract, very good, n minus m. So in this case, I have to subtract them. That would be x to the power of 6/5 minus -1. So that would be x to the power of 6/5 plus 1. The LCD is 5. I'm going to multiply this by 5/5 then. That would be x to the power of 6 plus 5/5, which is equal to what? X to the power of 11/5. Now, you notice that the exponent turns out to be positive, so what would be the right choice here? A, B, C, or D? A, right?